What's up, all you nerds? My name's Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative. I like reading things, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, and manga, a little nonfiction. Oh, ring that bell, comment, like, subscribe. If you want to share it with your friends, that would be great. Hey! In today's episode of Bookish Fun, I'm going to do the BookTube Gratitude Tag. I don't know how long this tag has been around. I do know that it was created by Mer Reads and it got really popular this year during the week of Thanksgiving. I was actually tagged by Alex Nieves and Allen from the Library of Allenxandria. Both said such wonderful things about me and my channel that just made me all squishy on the inside, and I knew that I had to do this tag. So I thought, why not on Christmas? Everybody is gonna be feeling merry and bright, and I want to add to the holiday warm wishes feeling. So here we go. I am gonna warn you, there was literally no way I could pick one channel for each prompt. So I have several channels for each prompt, and I know a lot of my subscribers are subscribed to most, if not all, of these channels, and you will definitely agree on my choices. But if you haven't heard of these channels, I do encourage you to please give them a watch and see why I love them. Because if you love me and I love you and I also love them, then chances are you're gonna love them too. By my logic, that just adds up and equates out and does all the mathematical things that just means go watch their channel. Question number 1, which booktuber has the best aesthetic? So what's funny is Alex actually listed me for this prompt on his video, which just floored me because I have always been jealous of his setup. His setup looks so just contemporary and clean, very modern. I love the color of his office walls. I love his bookshelves. I love his beautiful books. Alex somehow finds the most beautiful version of every book that was ever printed. In addition to Alex, I also love Ryan and Kristen's setup with Seeking Stories. Ryan has worked really hard on, I believe it's his basement. He's totally renovated it to make it his studio for his channel, and it looks amazing. His entire channel is just outstanding. The aesthetic, just the way that everything looks, his editing, the entire channel just has an amazing look of quality to it that is just absolutely visually pleasing. And then my final addition to a channel that I find aesthetically pleasing is Kasha's Book Cemetery. I love her setup. Kasha stands in front of white shelves, and then she herself has black hair, and she's usually wearing a black t-shirt. I don't know if that's a conscious decision that she makes. It's just very visually pleasing to me to watch her. Plus, I love her accent, and she's just super cute. If you haven't watched her, she's another really good horror channel that I love. Let's see. Prompt number 2. Which booktuber has the best editing? So for this one, I've got 3. So again, I'm gonna mention Ryan from Seeking Stories. I had him in my aesthetic prompt. I'm adding him here as well because his quality is freaking outstanding for his editing. In addition, I'm gonna add the Codex Cantina. What I love about the Codex Cantina is consistency. The editing is always on par. They have a format for all of their videos for their analysis and discussions, and they follow it. So you just get into that routine. You know what to expect. It is always done just amazingly well. So for those of you who've been following the channel for a while, as you have noticed, I have gotten a little better with editing. I've learned some tricks, L cuts, J cuts, all that sort of thing. I learned all of that from the Codex Cantina. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Una has helped me become a much better channel production-wise, so I owe him a ton of gratitude for that. The final channel that I like for their editing is OG Garbage Tea. He is so hysterical. He records his video, but in editing, he has this whole other commentary that he puts in that is just hysterical. Please stop by and visit his channel. Whenever any of us in Shelf Space notice that he has dropped a video, somebody like screams it in general chat, we all go run to watch because we absolutely love his channel. His content is just so enjoyable. Let's see. Next up, which booktuber do you love watching for their personality? Allen from the Library of Allenxandria, Michael Nip, Christy Lewis, Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads, Kate from Love Story, and then Andrew from Get Right On In. These guys have the best personalities. Allen and Michael present their content with such passion and exuberance that you just can't help but smile the whole time you're watching anything they put up on their channel. And Christy Lewis, she's so bubbly. She's just so cute. I just want to put her in my pocket and take her with me everywhere. Stephanie, oh man. There is just something about Stephanie that just makes my heart swell, and I just get such a warm feeling when I watch her upload. There was a time where she kind of had stopped uploading for a while, and I just missed it so much because when I watch her, it's that feeling of you haven't seen your best friend in 5 years, but when you get together, it's like no time ever passed and you just enjoy the time you have together. That's how I feel watching Miss Richards Reads. And then Kate is so cute. I love her. Kate is so sweet, but she'll also tell it to you real. But she does it in the most sweetest of ways that even if you were to disagree with her, you still love her for it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But she's another one. I could literally I just want to stick her in my pocket so I could have her with me always. Alright, so let's see. Next up, who has super original content? So this one, again, is another one I have a lot for. Angela with Literature Science Alliance. She has a whole series called Science Behind the Magic. This girl is so smart, and she takes that intelligence and her love for the magic systems that we experience in the fantasy worlds, and she finds a way to marry the two together to explain how science can make magic work. And it's so amazing. I'm just floored by how awesome that is and the amount of work that must go into it. But I absolutely love that series. It is probably one of my favorite ones that I like to watch on BookTube. And the other one is the book duos that Kim from Bookmarks and Breadsticks does. She takes 2 books and she talks about them. She reads books about food, not about cooking, not cookbooks, but books about food, about like the history of Twinkies or the evolution of chocolate, or it's biographies about different chefs, but she pairs 2 of them up and does what she calls a book duo, and it's so interesting. I would have never thought I would care about books about food because I don't even care about cooking all that much. Chris is the big time cook in our household, but Kim always finds the most interesting books that I didn't know existed. But to continue about booktubers with original content, Nikki from Dark Between Pages, she has author spotlights where she focuses on indie authors. And what I love most about these author spotlights, first of all, they expose me to authors I may not hear about. And it gives me a personal connection to that author. Like, I can't tell you how many times I watched an author spotlight on her channel about somebody I never knew about, but something they said in a question of hers that they answered, the way that they said it or something just resonated with me, and then I'm like, well, I need to go read this person's work. And then I've discovered a new author that I like. And then there are some that she's done about authors that I loved, and then she gets them on a channel for an author spotlight, so I'm over here fangirling. It feels like she's providing me with an opportunity to meet my favorite author kind of thing. And then I also want to throw Q&TG in on it. First of all, they belong in the aesthetically pleasing category and the editing category as well. These guys, man, they just came straight out the gate with top-notch quality overall for their channel, but I love their content. They do all sorts of things. They dress up for skits. They have written some crazy amazing rap. Man, these guys have their sights set on the sky. Nothing is gonna stop them. I can't wait to watch and see where their channel goes next. And then the final one for this category, Connor Stompanato. I absolutely love Connor. I'm going to throw him in for the personality one as well. He has such a great personality. I love watching his channel. But as far as original content, he comes up with the funniest things to do for book-related things. One that stands out in my memory is he was reading the Percy Jackson books. You know, if you've read them, and the first one, there's a joke between Percy and his mom about eating blue stuff. Connor filmed a video where all day he only ate blue foods or drank blue drinks. And it is hysterical. I will have it linked below. But he does stuff like that just really enhance the reading enjoyment aspect of it. Alright, next up, who has the best reading vlogs? And I've got 3 booktubers for this prompt. Jade from Bedtime Bookworm, Jessie from The Bookish Mom, and Vish with Books with V. Jade has recently started putting out these things that she calls book diaries, which are basically vlogs of her as she's been reading the sections of the Stormlight Archives, which are just phenomenal. I absolutely love them. I live for them. It's a way for me to relive those books that I love so much. And then Vish. Vish's reading blogs, I just love it because it really shows her emotions as she's reading through these books. I mean, she doesn't even have to say anything, but you can just read it in like her body language and her facial expressions. They just feel cozy. Like she'll be crawled up in bed in her pajamas reading. She looks cozy. When she talks to you about what she's read, she just has this nice calm voice. And of course she's got that accent that you just can't help but love. And then Jessie with The Bookish Mom. Jessie, man. Jessie is just so full of life. And she's so passionate about everything. And when she does a vlog, she uses her whole being to convey to you what she's reading and what she feels about it. She keeps it real. She doesn't hold back. And I absolutely love it. Even if I have no intention of reading the book she's vlogging about, I'm going to watch her vlog because if nothing else, it's going to be highly entertaining. Let's see. Next prompt. Who is the funniest booktuber that you watch? I've got 3 for this one as well. Brian Lee Durfee. This guy, if you're not watching his channel, you are missing out. He is an author of The Forgetting Moon and The Darkest Night, I think is the second one. Both published by Simon & Schuster. He's hilarious. Sometimes his review doesn't make it past talking about the cover of the book, and I live for it. I love his channel. I do enjoy his reviews. I can't wait to read his books this year. And then to keep adding to the funny category, Julie from The Hungry Bookworm. If something happens while she's filming, it stays in. So if her stomach growls, you're gonna hear it. If something else happens to sneak out, you're gonna hear it. And it is so funny. She is just so real. I love her. And then a final one I'm going to add is Casey from Lost in a Bookcase. She is the Tasmanian devil of BookTube. Every video is a whirlwind of humor and opinion, and I love to watch her channel. She always makes me laugh. I'm always amazed at how fast she talks. It's like she's just exploding with information that she wants to share with you. Like she's so excited to share it with you. I don't know how. I mean, I thought I talked fast until I started watching her channel, and then I'm just like, wow. Okay, so next up, who is the best reviewer? Someone who will talk about a book and you'll automatically add it to your TBR even if you don't read from that genre. Well, first and foremost, that's going to be Brad Proctor. Brad's channel is responsible for the most book purchases I have done because of a review, if that makes sense. I should look at the percentage of how many books Brad reviewed on his channel this year that I ended up buying. It would be a lot. I'm pretty sure my entire October TBR consisted of books that were reviewed and recommended by Brad. But he is my favorite reviewer, period. So a couple more for the reviewing category. Edward Lorne, he is a fantastic reviewer. He happens to be an author himself, and I've got one of his books floating around here that I'm gonna read here soon. But I love his reviews because they are just straight to the point. Gets on there, says what he needs to say, gives you what you need to know, and then he's done. I mean, there's no frills. He just lays it out there, and then that's that. Another one is a new one that I've been watching lately. That is Leanna's Library. She does a phenomenal job reviewing a book. Her and Brad both were reading in genres that were not interesting. Brad does a ton of horror, and because of Brad, I've gotten into horror. I love it now. And then Leanna, she's been reading books and reviewing them lately that were not on my radar at all. Classics, historical fictions, contemporary things, stuff I would have never thought to read. She reviewed, and she is so succinct in her reviews. I mean, I just find myself adding books to my TBR, and I'm just like, wait, what just happened? I would have never thought to pick up that book. I would have never looked at that book and thought, oh, this might be something I'm interested in. She is just phenomenal with her reviews. And the final prompt. Which booktuber has reading tastes that align with yours? Someone who you always go to for book recs. So Lena from Sufficiently Advanced, Lena, Ramsey from Rajathon, and Kayla from Crack Into a Good Book. Ramsey with Rajathon. Every time I watch a tag that he's done, we have almost the same answers. It is hilarious, and he's just one of those that if he likes a book, I know I'm gonna like it. So anytime I see him talking about a book, I take note. I know with certainty that I'm gonna like that book if he did. Kayla with Crack Into a Good Book. Kayla just reads a shit ton of books, and what I love about Kayla is because she reads so many books, she exposes me to a ton of books and gives me a good opinion. And all the books that I've read that she's read, we've had very similar opinions on, so she's another one that I can definitely trust her recommendations. And then Lena is the same way. She's another one that reads a ton of books each month. And the exact same thing I can say for Lena as well. Like Lena and Kayla are just fantastic channels to go to for recommendations and to stay on top of what's coming out next in the different genres. I am so grateful to all of these channels for the enjoyment that they bring. They enrich my life and make it better. I am so thankful to be a part of the wonderful BookTube community here on YouTube. It has been the absolute best thing to happen to me in 2020, hands down. All of the channels that I've talked about today have done something special for me. Whether they gave me something to aspire to or they inspired me to be better, so many of them have been gracious to help me learn and find my way and help me carve out my little niche here in this community and grow my family. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done for me. I hope that I am able to return the favor. Thank you for being my friends. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.